It's September 12th, and thank you for tuning in to the Driving Forward podcast. Whether you're joining us live or listening to us on one of our 18 platforms, including Wreaths across America, where we broadcast every Tuesday evening from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time, we appreciate your support. Throughout the show, we invite you to share your comments and questions at any time. Your engagement fuels our discussion and helps us navigate the world of transportation and logistics together. GLCS will be at Trimble Insight, September 15th through 17th. We're the second booth on the right, and you can't miss us. Swing by if you're there. Swing by our booth for some fun events and some daily giveaways. Should be a blast. The following week, I'll be at McLeod User Conference as well. If you're at either one of these events, please reach out to us. We'd absolutely love to meet up with you there. Very excited to attend both those events. We have a busy conference season coming up, but I'm especially excited to have our guest on today. I'm going to play a little video before I do the full intro because it kind of sets the stage up for what we're really going to be talking about.
That's so shitty.
No, but we've decided to travel the nation and live in a truck. We used to live in a 3,000 square foot house in the hood. And now we live in a truck that's about 5 by 10.
Yeah, the hood. Crazy?
No, Elk Grove.
Oh.
But yeah, if you want to hear more about my life
Which no one does.
and my travels,
Which no one does.
please like, subscribe.
No
Truck
one
drivers
subscribe.
don't make a lot of money, so I looked on another YouTube about passive income.
I thought you were done. I thought you were done.
No, I'm still on this passive income, and hopefully you guys can help me.
What's your title going to be on this one?
Asian truck driver. I think it's a good one. But thank you guys. I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to pay attention.
Why are you apologizing to your non-existent viewers?
No. I mean, you gotta be like Kanye. You gotta know you're gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying is to my viewer or viewers in the future, that I'm gonna be traveling the nation with my girl. We're gonna be going around. Some people think we're nutty. I think we are. And if you like listening in, is it listening or watching? It's like
Probably
watch and listen.
You ain't got no podcast.
Or give me some freaking ideas how I could, make this channel poppin' so that I can make some money.
Having a bit of technical issues, but so I'm extremely happy to have a wonderful friend of mine on the show today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, truckers of all ages, get ready to feel the ground shake because we have a juggernaut rolling into the ring today. He's not just a driver. He's a legend on and off the road, the founder and CEO of Mutha Trucker News, the biggest trucking news platform in the world, with over 550,000 YouTube subscribers hanging on his every word. He's the man who's delivering the hard-hitting news truckers need, and he's not afraid to take on the toughest issues out there. With a heart of steel and a passion for the open road, he's the champion of the people who keep this country moving. But wait, there's more. He's the co-owner of Big Rig Tees, the brand that's taking truck stops by storms across North America. He's been in the driver's seat. He's taken the wheel of an industry, and now he's driving straight into your hearts. So buckle up because the freight train's rolling through, and there's no stopping it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one, the only, the man, the myth, the Mutha Trucker, Alex Mai.
I need to call you every Monday, sir. That's all I gotta say. When you don't have the energy, you need a friend in your life that could give you an intro like that. I mean, that is so cool. No, I appreciate you so much, Nate, for just having me on and giving me this opportunity to be on your show because I've been watching your show and you usually only have important people on your show, so it must have been a slow week.
No, man, you're right up there. You're right up there.
Uh,
I'm very excited to have you on and be able to talk about all things Alex, all things trucking. So you've got your pulse of the industry, and lots of people are interested in what you have to say. Over the last years, I've gotten to know you. There's you and I become a lot closer, and I think
oh, yeah.
you're one of the people who's extremely real about how they do things. And we've had some conversations here recently, and you've had a lot of big changes over the last year, and actually really over the last really 3 months. So
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to come on, talk about that, talk about what's going on, how things have gone. So you've just made a huge move. You've
Yeah.
done a few things. So let's kind of kick it off there. So how's things going this year? The Alex from 2023 to the Alex from 2024. So
I'll tell you what, when it comes to so in life we kind of always have like our passion of what we want to do, right? And then that kind of edges with the being able to provide for your family, right? And so 2023 for me was just like 2021, 2, 3 was a monster year for me. And then 2024 came, and then like a lot of the things I was doing because everything I do is in trucking. So every single way that I provide for my family is through trucking, right? And so uh, when things start dropping, you know, uh, and I haven't talked about this publicly, but when things start dropping like 80% revenue type of stuff, you go and you cry. For all the entrepreneurs watching this or are going to watch this on the replay, uh, you start crying in a corner, right? Because
yeah,
you're first off, I would say entrepreneurs were just built different because every month we go back to zero, and if we make a crazy amount of money, if that's even a situation right now, we're even scared to know if we're going to even be able to duplicate that the next month. You know what I mean? And so everybody knows that I give free information on social media, and so the ads, that's the way I provide for my family. And YouTube does not pay anymore, and so because of that, it was great for me actually, because before that time I was very, 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 very like, this is what I like, this is what I love to do, and I would do it for free. Well, guess what, Alex, you're pretty much almost doing it for free now. How you feel about that? you
yeah.
know and and so you know long story long, I made a decision, right? I have this house that, uh, after, living in it for 10 years, is like, it's worth like $1 million now. And it's like this, I couldn't even afford that house now, and had an opportunity to sell it and downsize, but also bucket list and moved out to Houston, Texas, where there's more trucking for me, but also where I can provide for my family, get mom and dad a house, get me and Jenna something. We have a budget of about 250 to max $300,000, and just pay everything off, right? And so right now, I'm not homeless, but I'm pretty much renting a room. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I've never been happier. I've never been happier to not owe and have debt, and just be able to really figure out what I want to do. And you know what? I actually really like doing this. I really love sharing information. I really love truck drivers. And I don't know what most people do on a Sunday, but you'll find me at a truck stop near you, shaking hands with truckers, learning things, and getting information, right? Because I don't know anything without the community, and they're pretty much the ones that let me know. So it's it's just been this crazy life change, and just this reality that, man, you really better do something you love to do, and you better have the passion that you really have, and be serious about it, because that's what's going to get you through hard, economical times, right? And so it's that's where I'm at, really. Let's go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and the first comment was actually from Mark Bugner, and in typical fashion, that is a LinkedIn issue. So, but no, I mean, that's just awesome. I mean, going back to that first video, and I wanted to play that first video. I'm going to ask you some questions about that.
Sure.
But you call
Sure.
it vlogging, and that tells you how long ago that was. I think it was 8+ years ago.
Yeah.
That first video. How does that make you feel when you look back on that? I'm sure
You
you've
know,
watched it a whole bunch of times, but
oh yeah, well, the reason why this is the truth. The reason why I posted it so that it was just on my YouTube homepage, because the people that know me now go, why does this Asian guy even care about trucking? He don't drive a truck. So
right,
I was like, you know what? Let me stop explaining myself and let me just show kind of like my past so that people know that I did that. And the fun fact is I was actually making videos probably a couple years before that, but that's when Jen and I decided to sell our home. And I was like, I got it. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna make these videos. And so that's kind of, but that was the one that kind of, started everything, right? And it was I don't know where it's weird, right? Because in this when you're first born into this earth, you your parents really make you feel special, I hope, and your people around you make you feel special, and you feel like you really have these opportunities to be like anything you really want to be, right? Like and later on as life gets into reality, you get to the point where you're pretty much like, okay, uh, life has hit me pretty hard, and uh, maybe some people make it, but I'm just not the one, right? And I think
right,
that's all of us because we all, when we were 13 years old, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna be mom, dad. I'm gonna take care. We all had that, and somewhere along the line, sometimes it's family. They start crushing your dreams, and when you don't have a great resume of things that you've exceeded at, right? uh, it almost starts to seem true. So before that time, you know, I got a degree. I thought that was the way to go because I was moving furniture every summer with my uncle, and he made sure I hated that because he thought, minority mindset, go get an education. But during that college time, I pretty much took on like an intern at Walgreens, and they did the worst thing possible to me. They gave me the job as an assistant manager. So they gave me the job that paid 17 or $18 an hour, right? So it was enough to pretty much say, you know what, I could do something with a couple bucks in my pocket and help my family, but not enough to really do anything more than that. I think that's where a lot of us in America or, you know, around the world are feeling is where we just, they just give you enough to not quit, right?
right, right.
And
Yeah,
so,
no,
and
I get you there. I mean, it's just you're. I think everyone kind of starts out. Not everybody.
yeah,
Some people hit it off wonderful right off the get go, and they get that silver spoon sort of scenario. And thanks for the comment, Bobby. Um, I think some people just have to grind it out. Some people don't make their move until they're in their 50s or 60s in some
that's right.
cases. And if you think today, a lot of people are living into their 90s. I mean, a lot of people make it a long, long time. So, you may not retire in your mid 50s or mid 60s like maybe our parents or our grandparents did. So you have a lot of time to make your move and make your impact on society. So, I'm in my late 40s. You got a few years on you less than me, but you're not a spring chicken anymore either. Um,
Well, thanks
but
for reminding me, Nate. My gosh.
so sometimes you got the at least you're in that spot where it's hard to tell how old you are. So
Well,
myself,
we're here's a fun fact that's funny, right? Sorry to cut you off. My generation, well, I'm 39, right? So my generation is the last generation to grow up without social media.
right.
Ain't that
Yeah.
something?
That's
And
that's that 39, and you're at the very low end of that age. I mean, when you were when basically when you were coming out of school, that's the end of it. Everybody was into it at that point. So for the most part, right? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, look
social
at the
media, cell
technology,
phones.
dude. Everything, right? Remember those net zero, like 5-hour free internet CDs? I'd have like
Sure.
a whole bunch.
Oh yeah. It was AOL, when I was a kid. So AOL, and you'd get it all in the mail and everything, So
Oh my
that
God.
it's a whole different world now. I mean, pagers were, that's kind of my era was pagers. So, but I
Oh my
really,
gosh.
but so I think it's when is your time, right? And your time can come at any particular, and it may never come, but
Well,
the
we're not,
point
you know
is,
what? I will agree to disagree with that, right, Nate? So we're fighting now, right? I will say this,
you
like,
didn't let me finish my sentence, but I'll let you
oh,
say
sorry.
it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
All right,
ahead.
your
We're
time may
friends, so we
never
sparked
come,
this off. Yeah. Go ahead.
but you have to make your time. So,
Ooh.
and if you don't work towards creating your own chances, then your time's never going to come, right? So if you grind and you continue to work and you continue, I mean, if you just are a couch potato and you don't ever create the opportunities, you're never going to get the opportunities. So you
Mm.
will have opportunities if you make the opportunities. I don't know when they're going to show up, um, but they eventually will show up. The
That's,
magnitude of how they show up
yeah.
might be different.
It's like, because you and I, for people that watch this and watch this on the replay, just remember Nate and I are friends, right? So
Right.
um, every time you say something, kind of like it jolts something, right? It's like people might not love me for saying this, but I think 99% of the problem is uh, people just don't start, right? You have this dream, you have this goal, you have this business plan, you have all these great things, but then you actually just never sit down and start, because the 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 foundation of starting is when you're just like the dumbest at whatever you're trying to learn. And 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 I think there's a big insecurity about that, right? People ask me all the time, Alex, how do you make videos? I go, make videos. And they go,
Right.
but I bought $10,000 cameras. I just like took out a loan for this, and I even rented an office space. Um, but we haven't got to making videos yet. There's your problem. Just make a couple videos and you're gonna find out real quick, right? And I think you can almost use that for anything in this world. And a lot of people watching the show that are entrepreneurs as well is, you know, give it a try enough times and fail a lot at it, and you will just get better, right?
Yeah, I concur on that one, and I think you see a lot of people that do it talking about that. I mean, I look back a year ago when we first started this thing, and it's hard to watch. It's hard for me to watch. A lot of people don't necessarily pick up on it, and I'm not even that great at it now, but it is hard for me to watch from a year ago to now, and the way I speak and the way that I talk a year ago comparative to now, some of it has been me trying to throw myself out there, but a lot of it is just continually putting out content. And there's, well over 100 pieces of content just related to driving forward alone. Thanks, Michael, for the comment. The so I agree entirely with you. How do you start doing videos? How do you start working social media? You just start. You gotta wake up in the morning and put content out, and it's not something that's easy to do for most people. It is an effort to do it, and it's an effort to make good content. But good content requires training. It not training. It requires repetition. It requires understanding your audience, and you just got to start putting content out there to understand what your audience is too. So, because what you think your audience is and what it actually is might be two different things.
Oh, I agree. And everybody watching this now, right? I don't care what the heck you do, but if you're watching this, that means you're on LinkedIn. That means you're either selling a product, or at the very least, you're selling yourself. You need to have a presence of social media, right? I mean, that's just, if you're not doing it, then everyone around you
Right.
is doing it, right? And I just challenge everybody just to try your best to just be be the real you. I mean, you don't have to. Here's the thing that people, I think, get stuck on. Some people don't really like their face or whatever, or even their voice. But you can show what you're talking about and not show your face. And you can even like, change your voice if you wanted to change your voice. But if you, we're all experts at something. I mean, we're on, if you're watching this from LinkedIn, especially, I'm telling you, do not miss this boat. Like this is, I'll put it this way, Nate. I have over 500,000 followers on YouTube, but when I hit about 8,000 followers on LinkedIn, it's done more for me than 500,000 followers on YouTube.
Crazy.
Think about that, because it's not about, and I love the audience. It's not about how many. It's about the impact of who's watching, because on a business format, it's 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 business. It's more of an exchange, and the exchange sometimes is relationships, right? And so when people go, Alex, how are you winning at this right now? Which I of course don't think I'm winning. I'm just having fun. Is I sold everything I have. I'm living in a room. You're pretty much, if you're trying to compete with me on helping people right now, you're basically competing against a guy that lives with his mom that doesn't have to worry about bills, right? And so, I get emails from people actually, Nate, right? I'm not going to bust out names, but they go, Alex, you need to stop giving out free information. It's hurting my business. And I go, well, just make your information better. Like, I it's I don't know. It's just be explosive. I mean,
Yeah.
that
No,
that's it.
I think that's the key. Be explosive, but I'm going to say be explosive with integrity and not with chaos.
Ooh,
So
I like that. I like that. No.
there's a lot of people that get followers by creating chaos, and I
Mhm,
don't like that. I think if you get a follower, if
mhm.
you get a customer, if you create engagement through integrity and through deep, meaningful content, that follower is going to follow you and engage with you for a long time and for the right reasons. Where if you create it through chaos, they're just there to watch the accident happen, and they're
Right.
going to follow you to watch that accident happen.
Well, I don't even think those people will follow. I think you're right about that. It's almost like, I'm big on customer service, right? Like, I'm trying.
So I'm gonna read this comment real
Yeah,
quick.
go
It's
ahead. Go ahead.
from Bobby Terry. Bobby says, "I really appreciate your emphasis on social presence. As someone who works in the relocation industry, where building trust is crucial, what do you think are the best ways to show authenticity in industries like ours, where relationships are everything?" So
Right.
I'm gonna
I-
pose that question to you. So.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is, the one thing that everyone's looking for, right? Bobby Terry Jr. is, people are looking to save time, right? I think that's the biggest thing. I think time is the most valuable thing we have. And just say you have an X amount of years. So we're just going to pretend, and it might be more than this, but I'll just say, Terry, Bobby Terry, you have 20 plus years in the relocation business, right? For somebody that knows nothing about that, it probably takes days to weeks to months to really Google search and learn about this relocation and this and that, right? And if you have a service or what have you, and you could provide a little bit of that free value and give it to them in less than 5 minutes and go, hey, my name is Bobby Terry Jr. How are you guys doing today? I'm the relocation master. Okay. If you're relocating for your business, I am the relocation master. And I'm here to tell you that this, that, and that, uh, you need to do this. Watch out for this. This hurt me. This hurt a lot of my clients. Show your expertise, and give all that up for free. And when they see that, they're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, I want more." Right? And I understand that, uh, to make a living at times, and I'm not saying that that's what you're trying to do, but to make a living with your business, it's really hooking them in that way. So the more that you can save people time from your expertise, the more people are going to want to follow you or jump on and want to jump on your website for your services of relocation or what have you. And so people, we don't have time, hey man, and let them know, Bobby, hey, if you research this yourself, it's going to take you 6 months because I've been doing this 20 years. Let me show you what to do in 5 minutes. right? Oh, but if you want more information, go to Bobby, go to bobbyterryjr.com. So uh,
Right.
there's some things about being arrogant, and there's other things about letting people know that you put in your 10,000 hours and that you've sharpened that sword. And so those are two different things, right? And it's okay to let people know that you are the guy or gal. And I think that's the intention there, right? Is anyone watching this, you got to let them know, hey, in my area, there might be only 5 people that live here, but I am that person. If you want
Right.
to buy a boat, guy you buy a boat from, because I'm that person,
Yeah.
whoever or whatever that is,
No, I'm right there with you. Actually, we're in so much alignment on that. We were just talking about that today
Yeah.
with the various companies put up gateways to various pieces of information that they have out there. And we were talking about how, if we produce information, the idea is to disseminate that out to the industry, to let the industry have it. And if they want to come to us because we're the authority behind that information, then so be it.
Yes.
But we're already producing it. Let's put it out there. And if we can measure, manage whatever that we can get from putting that information out there, that's great. But I certainly have that same opinion with you there on it's okay being the guy. So
Yeah.
it took a long time to get there, though. At some points, I think it's hard for people to say in some spaces. It's hard for people to say, uh, "I am the authority on this."
Well,
I
yeah.
can.
Well, let's flip that for a second. Let's play a game on this, Nate, right? Okay. So people think I'm the guy right now in trucking, but I'm really not the guy. I knew nothing about trucking 12 years
Right.
ago. But what I did was interview 3,000 people. And every time you hear a success story, you hear something that is almost that common denominator. And then every time you hear something that's not a success story, you hear something that's kind of in common as well. And so if you have a business out there where you're not that person, but you're trying to grow it, there's nothing wrong with being the amateur. People always want the small guy or gal to win. I truly think that. And sometimes they love it. Like, just for example, just say, I don't know anything about construction, but just say, hey guys, I am not smart. I'm putting up drywall for the first time. This is me going at it. What do you think? And you know what? By doing that, the comments are like, you know what? Let me follow this person to help them.
Sure.
People genuinely want to help. So on both sides, either be the guru or be the intern, but just be true to you.
And be humble and be truthful. That's the
There it
key.
is.
Don't represent yourself in a way that you're not. And if you
I love
don't know
that.
something, either don't put it out there or ask and state that, and I've seen you comment on something, someone challenges you, you find out that you're not right and you roll back. I do the same thing. I'm not always right. There's
Oh,
absolute there's
I'm dumb. Oh, I
there's
am.
a lot of
Alex,
stuff.
Alex, you put up the wrong trucking company. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let me call this trucking company. I'm so sorry. I called one of these trucking companies, and then they go, Alex, you gave us so much exposure. We got drivers from this. I was like, oh,
Well,
thank Lord that you're okay with it. But like, and I
yeah,
think people that watch me for the first time go, this guy's editing. Because disclaimer here, I only use my cell phone. Okay. So any video that anyone has ever watched from me, I only use my cell phone because I'm dumb as rocks. I don't know how to use editors.
it just
I mean,
blows my
if you want to
mind.
go to GLCS, somebody that understands, okay, someone that understands technology, that works with trucking companies that can help you, then there's someone there. But for a guy like myself, I am not that guy. And
Thanks for the plug.
no, oh, I didn't know I was doing it right. But
well, fair enough.
it's yeah, people have watched me for the first time and go, this guy's trying to read an article. He can't read. He can't learn good. I mean, what is this guy? Why do you watch him? Right. And you know what? It's so determination, I mean, will really get you like through the door, but like we all say, but it's really consistency that gets you through the bad days and the days where it's tough, right? I mean, anyone that's watching this, trying to build a YouTube, LinkedIn, a Facebook, what have you, your business, you know, it's very tough when you're working your hardest and no one sees it change, right? And you don't see
Right.
it change, right? So I get it, but yeah,
So I got a couple questions around that.
sure.
And then after these questions, I'm going to pause for a quick commercial. How or when did you first realize, and then how did you feel
Mm.
when Mother Trucker News or Asian Mai started impacting people?
I'll tell you, see, this is a good one. And you said it in the words. So for people that don't know, I hope this is not a shock to you, but I am Asian, okay? And and my last name is Mai, and I thought I had a show. So I was making this video, the Asian Mai show, and people are like, "Is this guy cooking food? Like, what is he doing?" Right? And so, when I defined the moment that I said, I used to go, "Welcome to the Asian Mai show. What's going on, Mother Truckers?" Right? I mean, I was kind of branding in general, but when the moment came that I just saw that it wasn't about me anymore and people were catching on to the information, I said, I need to make a professional change. And that's when I changed it to Mother Trucker because I needed people to know, right? And that's the thing is when that change happened, and I guess the question you're asking is how did I know when that change happened? The truth, when people started
Correct.
coming
Yeah.
up to you. It's a physical thing. And I ain't gonna lie, like the first time someone came up to me, I had 300 subscribers on YouTube, and a guy's like, "Hey, man," I'm like, "Me?" And I'm like, man, this guy must. I am a big deal. I got 300 subscribers. I mean, does he want me to sign something? I didn't bring a marker. He's like, no. Do you know where the bathroom is? So I'm like, oh, the bathroom's over there, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it honestly probably didn't really happen until like probably like maybe like 50,000 followers on YouTube, where
Gotcha.
someone on a truck stop just said, "Hey, Alex, I got this job because of the information you gave, and it changed my family, and I really appreciate it." And I was just like, man, so I'm a selfish guy. I'm very selfish. Man, that feel good. I am. That dopamine for me is that everybody has their true dopamine of what makes them feel good, or makes them continue. I I go out of my way to try to help people. I mean, it's annoying. I mean, Jenna's my wife for people that don't know. We'll go to Walmart and I'm trying to help the Walmart greeter. How can I help you, man? Do you need anything from me, right? And she's like, "You're not allowed to talk to nobody." You know, you ain't and because I'm addicted to helping people. And the real reason is I'm selfish, Nate. The
Yeah.
exposure's out. I'm selfish. I love the way it makes me feel, and it really gives me some purpose. So I just go out my way every day to try to do that. But the long story long on that, uh, when people started coming up to me, you know,
I'm not sure
and
if it's
just,
just me, but do we have a mic problem on your side? So
oh,
if
let me
somebody
see.
can comment. It might just be me. Uh,
See, can you hear me
oh,
now?
no. No, we can hear you now. We're good. So it wasn't just me. So
Okay, I think I gotta. I'll be honest. These are my only headphones, and I washed them the other day. You
that's
know.
probably what it was there.
Uh,
It sounded like
okay.
something like that. So before we continue this thought, I'm gonna put one more comment up from Bobby, and then we're gonna jump to a quick commercial. So
Mhm.
Bobby says, Alex, I want to thank you. Your YouTube channel gave me a ton of valuable info when I was a driver. So
Yeah. Ooh,
um,
that's so cool, man. Keep it coming. That's what I like to hear. Thank you, sir.
yeah, absolutely. If your fleet's downtime looks like chaos, you're missing out on GLCS. In the fast-paced world of trucking and logistics, time is everything. Meet GLCS, your expert partner in managed IT services. We integrate seamlessly with your team, bringing seasoned IT professionals with deep transportation and logistics expertise. Imagine your software updates running smoothly, complex issues resolved quickly, and operations humming with efficiency. GLCS has your back. Our support doesn't just fix problems, it prevents them. With our industry connections and proactive approach, we keep your trucks rolling and your brokers working. Think of us as the added resource your company needs to unleash its full potential. Visit glcs.net today and keep your business driving forward. GLCS, where efficiency meets expertise. And we're back.
That was a good voice, whoever that guy was.
Yeah, I don't know. Some AI probably. So let's see.
That's different AI, man. It's pretty good.
I don't know. They have those things now. I've been looking into it. You know how you can record your voice in the AI, and then just people type it out, and then I don't have to show up. And technically, maybe we can set this podcast up where I don't even have to show up anymore. They can just do a bot, and
You better stop. You better stop. Look. You do this because you love this.
Yeah. No, it's been a journey. It's a year here and just over a month. Technically, we started doing content over a year ago, but the weekly content that we do started in early November. And so,
well, let me ask you this question then, right?
Sure.
We're bouncing off each other. You did this podcast to share information, about yourself and about your company so people can know and the, great services, what have you. But how many podcasts in until you just started seeing that, the fruits of your labor actually of just getting the information to the right people and people seeing it? What episode was that?
2. It was immediate. It was honestly immediate.
I hate guys like you.
Well, so the difference on my side is I already had a fairly substantial LinkedIn following there. So and I was already kind of doing stuff on LinkedIn. So to pick that up, it didn't take very long. But I will say this, it's different now than what it was then. We're starting to uncover new things. We're starting to understand things differently. We enjoy different discussions. We're just looking at new opportunities. It's not always, driving forward's never been about creating sales opportunities, although that's part of it. Certainly branding is a thing. It's about educating the community. It's about not only just from a executive office staff standpoint, but we've always wanted to take this more to a driver format, not more to a driver format, but be it driver inclusive.
Gotcha.
We found we were all over the place in the beginning. We talked to everybody all over everywhere. And we've definitely found who our audience is over the last year. And that's shown us kind of our pathway there, which is then, launched a couple other podcasts. So,
well, okay, let me ask this question then, because I clearly asked the wrong question. How long have you been on LinkedIn?
Since 2011. So
let me
So real quick, Tristan Bordalo says, "Dude, Alex, you're a go giver. Your value is truly yourself. Giving more than you take is very admirable vibes." So,
man, I love that. And you know what? It's I see that man commenting on everybody's stuff. That's someone that's being engaged with people, and it's interesting, right? Because like when you have people that truly support you, you want to support them. So it's like, I know that I believe he said he's going to be at the Broker Carrier Summit, and it's like anything that he needs. Why would I not want to help someone that's been asking nothing from me this whole time, just supporting me? You know what I mean? It's going from transactional to almost like transformational. It's everybody's so transactional, right? And so I just want to give him his props for that, because I'm not saying that he's doing it because he wants to have access to us, but I could genuinely tell that he's interested, and because of that, it opens new doors, you know. So it's just being a part of the community, right?
Well, and Tristan was on Driving Forward a few weeks
Yeah,
ago, a
I
month or
saw that
so
episode.
ago. So, great guy. Definitely learning. You know, he took the path of going the non-asset broker route, and then went and started a trucking company, and has a great background there. So for those that are listening that haven't watched that episode, check it out. It was insightful. I had a great time talking, and I always know, you know, how things go when I talk with somebody, how smoothly the podcast goes. And Tristan and I, we could have talked for 3 hours. So excited to chat with you at Broker Carrier Summit, Tristan. That'll be a good one. So
Oh, that's awesome.
there's
Look
a
at that, man.
comment that I can't post from Irma, and I'm gonna not be able to pronounce the last names, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Sayens, and she says, "You're creating conscious. I'm switching careers and going into logistics. I'm not a trucker, but I get a lot of info from your videos about the industry. So thanks." Thanks, Irma,
That's
for
lovely.
the comment. We can't post it for one reason
That's
or another.
lovely.
But
No, that's great, man. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. So, you know, I don't remember what exactly we were talking about there before we had the few comments, but so if you remember, great. Otherwise, I'm going to hit you with another question.
No, let's go.
All right.
Let's keep on going.
Question is, all right, what do you hope your legacy is going to be within the trucking community? What do you think
You
you're going
know,
to be? What do you want to be remembered for?
you know, I didn't really think too much into this, but I had a conversation about it. Someone brought it up to me because someone came up to me and says, you know, uh, my dad watches you, and I became a trucker, and I watch you. So I want to go 3 generations in. I want someone to be
Yeah.
like my dad, my grandpa watched you, Alex, and my dad loves you, and now I watch you. Like I'm just never gonna stop. I love this until someone truly makes me stop just sharing information in general. Like this is my hobby. This is what I continually love to do, and so I want to go some generations in. That'd be cool, right?
You think like Dave Nemo, 55
I
years he's been
know, right?
broadcasting. That's he's 4 or 5 generations in, and
Just trying to go
um,
3, man. Sheesh.
that's crazy. I mean, he's been on the air as long as I've been in the industry, and I mean since before I was alive, and I'm almost 50. So, um, you know, that's I'm 47 to be specific. I guess I'm not almost 50. I like to round up numbers. So,
Well, why don't
but
you round down?
yeah, I'm almost 30. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm talking
almost
about.
40, almost 40. So, so Tristan says it's all about community, my dudes. Thank y'all for. I'm trying to say this in Tristan's voice, so it's hard to. Thank you all so much for the love and kind words. I can't wait to see your faces at Broker Carrier Summit. So, um, but yeah. So hitting that 3rd generation, hitting that 4th generation, that'll be fun to see, and hopefully we can do the retirement tour together for you somewhere when
Hey,
you're when I'm in my 80s and you're in your 70s. So
yeah, that's what I like to see.
so yeah, but that's a good legacy. So hitting multiple generations,
Oh yeah.
and seeing where that goes. Um, so yeah, what's next for you? What do you got on? So you're moving, you're trying to find the house. You're doing your thing
Yep,
there.
I'm doing my
But
thing. I'm
beyond
at
that,
a
what's the plan? So what's the plan now?
so pretty much just gotta find the right house for my parents, buy that house, and then Jen and I gotta buy a little house. And then the plan is just I want to quadruple down on LinkedIn, man. I think that's
Yeah,
I think that's the spot. I want to not that, you know, the metrics of numbers doesn't matter, but I want to be as as big as possible. I want to write a book. I want to, about
Yeah.
some of these travels and stuff. And then I'll do it for free, but I just want to go do a whole bunch of like speaking engagements and just, be that guy, right?
Yeah.
Just and just be like where I can have you and we vice versa can announce each other and go
There you
up
go.
and educate
So
people and just have some fun with it. That's what I'm
a
saying. That's
book,
my
a
next
book
goal.
may be on my horizon too. Yeah, I got it.
Ooh,
So Z Hassan says, "Hey guys, Trucker here from Ohio," and then he says, "Looking forward. Thank you guys for organizing this." So,
that's beautiful.
but Z, thanks for tuning in. But yeah, speaking engagements. I've that was part of my. So when I started this a year ago, I wanted to do more speaking engagements, and that's been a success for me this year. So we've done definitely a few more of those. Those have been fun. Butterflies are mostly gone, so
I was gonna
that's
ask
not a
you, you're as nervous or not nervous?
no, not like so I used to do a lot of speaking engagements in front of kind of 200-300 people fairly
That's a lot of
frequently.
people.
And I didn't for probably 8-9 years, and so it wasn't that I was necessarily unable to do so, but I just hadn't in a long time. So that was part of the plan here, was to just start speaking more, get rid of a lot of the ums and ahs, and start talking more industry content that wasn't necessarily a sales pitch. And that's worked out well. I've enjoyed it. I've met a lot of people, worked with a lot of the associations out there, so that's been fun. So, and I know you've
Nice.
done a ton of those things too, and
Oh yeah.
pushing those out there. So hopefully we see you capitalize on that more and more too. So the next steps for you should be pretty powerful.
Yeah, let's see
Um,
it. Let's check it out. Yeah.
what So I'm going to shift gears here a little bit and go
Sure.
into kind of some lighter thoughts.
Let's go.
So what's the weirdest thing you've ever seen at a truck stop?
Weirdest thing I've seen. I saw a snake come out of a toilet.
Yeah, that's a thing that would give you nightmares, I think. So,
What was
um,
it? Oh, I hate spiders. All right. So you guys can unfollow me now if that makes you unhappy. But I hate, like, if there was a spider in my truck, the only natural thing to do is burn down my truck. Like, that's how much I hate spiders. So one time, this is gonna be an embarrassing story. So let's give it right. So one time, I mean, do not eat sushi at a truck stop. Okay. That's all I gotta say.
yeah,
So my
yeah,
stomach was not feeling great. All right. And then I'm like, it is rumbling. I'm driving down maybe 40 miles down the road, and then I get to another travel center, and I got to go, So I'm parked real quick, ran in there, and then I'm like, I'm ready. We're gonna keep it, PG. I'm, ready to do my
sure,
thing.
yeah.
Next thing you
Well,
know,
we can all fill in the gaps
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with our minds,
Uh,
yeah. Which I
a
don't want
brown.
to, but I'm doing it anyway.
I'm telling you, it was like a brown recluse started
Ugh,
walking into, and I knew something was up because one guy's like, "Oh heck no," and walked out of the bathroom. I was like, "Oh heck no, what?" And next thing you know, I see a shadow, and it's going right next. I tell you what, I just pulled up my pants and I walked out.
yeah, yeah. Ugh,
So that me and insects and animals, I don't know what it is, but snakes, spiders, I don't deal
not
well with that. But
not a
yeah, I was
thing.
about to use the restroom, and then I was like, "What the heck is that?" And then a snake came out of the toilet. That was probably the weirdest thing, and that's on a PG level. I mean, there's other things I guess we've all seen, but
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, that's I can't say I've had something like that happen, nor do I want to. So that you can keep that one. So that's the positive of living in the north, is we have snakes, but most of the time they're not poisonous. We have
yeah,
spiders, but they don't get to be that big typically.
yeah,
And when I drove, I drove a lot of my runs. I did run from Minneapolis to LA a lot for a period of time when I first started driving, and then coming back, I'd go to Chicago, or I'd run a run to Jersey and then back to Minneapolis. But once I got a few more stripes, I ran Minneapolis to New Jersey and back. So you're in the north. I didn't run in the south that much. So, but the West
So what
Coast,
was the weirdest thing? So what was the weirdest thing you've seen?
in a truck stop, I honestly I have a tough time remembering that. So I mean, what the weird stuff that I saw isn't so weird anymore. It was like guys dressed up as in dresses and stuff back in the day in high heels, which today isn't all that weird anymore. So
No, that's pretty normal for people, I guess.
today. But back in the 90s, that was unheard of. That you didn't see very often. So that was weird. So I mean, I do have some weird stories, but I can't give them on air.
We'll talk later.
Because they don't fit for that. I suppose that's the weirdest stuff that we have is not PG. I probably should have thought about that question before I asked. So
I love it.
fair enough. All right. So if Mutha Trucker News had a mascot, what would it be and why?
What it would be? A mascot? What would it be? Oh my gosh! It's like one of the. I mean, is this a? Am I getting a job here? I mean, is GLCS hiring? Because that's a cool job question, right?
Well, these are just fun questions, right? So
I know,
you have
right? I
to
never
see
get
how
it.
people are going to ask. These are not normal questions that Mutha Trucker gets asked.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what. In South Florida they had something called like lion safari, right? And it's
Yep.
this little thing where you get to go around. I saw a baby rhino for the first time. That that thing is so cute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm
Yeah.
going with rhino
Well,
because
you're going with adult
going with
rhino
rhino.
or baby rhino?
Well, I guess it's a mascot. I mean, I'm already big, so yeah, it could be a baby rhino too.
Baby rhino, fair enough. Okay.
For
All
its
right. Well,
cuteness. I feel
yeah.
like they don't get enough love. All right, people go with the lions, the tigers, the bears, and
Yeah.
all that, right? But
No, right. Baby rhinos, that's perfect. Those are cute.
baby rhino.
Baby rhinos. Another one is hippos. Baby hippos are cute too.
Oh, they are super cute.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've seen how fast they don't swim. I guess they run in the water.
Right.
So that's a fun fact.
But they move super fast too. So
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's aggressive.
Yeah.
We're going with baby rhino, sir, because that was the last cute
Ba-
animal I saw.
Baby rhino it is. So I'm gonna skip forward now and we're gonna start wrapping up the content, but you are gonna be at Broker Carrier Summit. So I'm not gonna do my out on Broker Carrier Summit. Let's talk about that a little bit. Or where else are you gonna be, I guess, because you're at a thing down in Texas right now.
So I'll show you my buddy. Yeah, I mean, let me plug my buddy up right here. So, Old Town Rig down in Nacogdoches, downtown, the 13th and 14th. Pretty much, they're donating everything to a charity, and so all these show trucks and stuff are shutting down downtown, and it's just gonna be a good time. And the honest truth is, my buddy has had the show for 3 years, and I've actually never come out to support him. And so I actually called him and said, "Hey, man, I apologize. I don't want to call it the hot girlfriend effect, but when people see me in public, I'm usually the nice guy, and I kind of say yes to everything, right? Yeah, can you be on my show? Can you do this and that?" And then I have, I don't want to sound like it sounds, but I do have a little team that tells me, "Alex, you need to be here, and we need to do a little bit of this, and you're booked to do this." And so it just never worked out. So I called him a couple days ago and said, "Hey, man, I just looked up how far your show is from where I live. It's about 3 hours, and I want to be a better friend to you. So I'm gonna come out. The show's Friday, Saturday, but let me come out. I got free time Wednesday. You need me to help park trucks. You need me to be a janitor. You need me to wear a safety vest and like take tickets. You let me know what I can do to just help you, because he's doing this whole big thing for charity. But when it comes to maybe the music, the vendors, I mean, people want money, right? for certain things, right? And so, I was just like, let me be a good friend and give you my time. And so I got that going on. Trucker Appreciation Week. Some owner
Yep.
operators
Next
probably
week.
won't like this, but I am going to show love to the Night and Swift drivers. I think it's important. Now, disclaimer here, not sponsored. They're not paying my way. I'm taking my own Greyhound there, paying my own motel. No one's paying for nothing for me. But I think the future is important. And I don't want to, hopefully, Night and Swift doesn't mind me saying this, but, for a lot of people, that's just a stepping stone company.
Right.
And so I want people to kind of have positive energy, especially when, sometimes it's people make fun of the company, this and that. So you just started working, you're trying to provide for your family, right? Maybe I could, be that guy to kind of be like, hey man, I'm here for you. Thank you for, so for the trucking aspect. After that, the week after, my buddy, his group, he owns I think like 20. Sorry if I'm wrong on this, Harmon, but he owns a company called Onvo, and so they have a new grand opening, I think, coming up soon. So I got to do some grand opening meet and greet. I don't know. I have no clue what I'm doing.
You're just busy. Oh, you're everywhere, man. You're
I just
always.
know
You're always
I had to be here for your show. I had to show
Yeah,
you that I love
appreciate
you, and you've always made time for me. For people that watch this, if you got this far, people, right? Truckers knew me, okay? And that's great. And I appreciate that very much. But when it comes to the professional side, there's a couple people. I'd have to probably give like Craig Fuller, Fuller from Freight Waves, shout out, right? He's like, Alex, come to this thing. It's more the professional side. And this guy that you see right here, Nate, you know, just open arms, wanted to help me, wanted to introduce me to people. I'm kind of this wild card that walks around with his Pokemon bag and has a thing that says Mutha Trucker, which people on the forefront might not understand what that is. They might just think it's a curse word or something like that. And so, fun fact is, Nate is actually one of the first pioneers of investing time and energy into me with wanting nothing back in return, and just introduced me to the world of LinkedIn and professional side of trucking. So I appreciate you for that.
No, appreciate the words, man. So that
It's real.
it's been a journey. So
Yeah, definitely, man.
it's been a journey. It's been fun watching you grow there. So and how it continues to evolve. It'll be fun to continue watching it. So and we haven't seen each other since TCA.
I know.
So it's been the whole summer. So it'll be great hanging out at Broker Carrier Summit. So I'll be there. I'll actually be in Dallas or Fort Worth the whole week. So I'm going to run around and visit some customers and whatnot. But yeah, it'll be good to see you. So, so I appreciate you coming on. How can people find you? I'm pretty sure they probably know how if they're watching this, but how can people find you?
I appreciate that. Mutha Trucker News on everything, right? And
Fair enough.
people even make fun of me. They go, "Mutha Trucker News for your LinkedIn?" I go, "Yes." Always put the thing that you're known for. Don't put your personal name if you're not known for it. If you are known for it, do it. But if you're not, and you're known for more of your business and what you do, then put what people search for. So I don't know, just little tidbits right here that I'm learning myself too.
Yeah. Nope. Good advice. Good advice. Well, I appreciate you, brother. I'm going to wrap this up, and if you're still around, we'll chat after. If not, I'll text you in a bit. So, Thank you for coming on, though, man. It's always good hanging out with you.
Hey, I appreciate you. Everyone watching GLCS, jump on their podcast, man. It's definitely an honor to spend some time with you, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
Yes,
Alex.
sir.
All right. We'll wrap this one up. I know we're going to go a few minutes over time. So next week, Thursday, we have a driver appreciation episode coming to you. This will be a good one. We don't have the content specifically identified yet, and you'll find out next week why. But it'll be a great episode. I'm kind of excited about it. You'll hear more next week as to why we don't necessarily have exact details. The following week, we have a carrier panel, including Nick Hovde, the general manager at Shefflin Trucking, Tim Krolinski, the COO at Garner Trucking, and Mike McDonough, the general manager at McDonough Truck Lines. We'll be talking about what it takes to successfully navigate the economic downturn and how you can create opportunities when there appear to be none. Freight Movement website is up and running again. Once again, it's been up for a while. It's been up for about a month now, but it's www.freight.mvmt.com. And last week, another freight podcast dropped an episode on Friday. You can find it on YouTube, LinkedIn, and on the website. Last week's episode was about freight fraud. I suggest you go check it out. It was a great discussion. As I said earlier, GLCS will be at Trimble Insight, September 15th through 17th. We are the second booth as you come into the expo hall on the right. You can't miss us. Swing by our booth for some fun events and daily giveaways. Also, stay tuned as we'll put some great content out through the week, as we always do. The following week, I'll be at McLeod User Conference. Excited about that. We'll also have some great content that we'll put out that week as well. If you're at either one of these great events, please reach out to us. We'd love to meet up with you. As we talked with Alex, we'll be at the Broker Carrier Summit. Broker Carrier Summit is October 23rd through 25th in Dallas, Texas. In Fort Worth, Texas. I keep saying Dallas. www.brokercarriersummit.com. At the Broker Carrier Summit, we're on a mission to transform the relationship between carriers and brokers, say goodbye to distrust, and hello to mutually beneficial partnerships. We believe the key to this transformation lies in fostering open communication, enhancing education, and meaningful connections. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, let us know. Reach out to us via Messenger or email us at drivingforward@glcs.net. With that, I appreciate everybody's time. If you're still hanging in with us, that was a wonderful conversation with Alex. Always love spending time with him. Stay curious, stay informed, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Until next time, drive forward with purpose and innovation. Thanks for watching.